In this episode, we are going to recalibrate the ECUs on a Ferrari 360. Welcome back to another episode of MGUY. So if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. My name's Simon. I've got this beautiful Ferrari 360 and a Mercedes SL55 AMG. It'd be great to have you as a subscriber. So first off, I've got to thank Aldous at aldusvoice.com for the procedure to reset the ECUs on a 360. So the first thing I did was to kill the battery with the battery switch under the hood, and then I let it sit overnight. That basically erases all of the information in the ECUs. Then there's quite a long process for recalibrating. So we have to start it up and then let it idle for at least 5 minutes. Then we need to take it out and do some driving under some specific circumstances. And eventually, once you've done all that, it should have recalibrated all the settings in the ECU, should drive a little bit better. So the first thing we've got to do is actually start the car and let it idle for 5 minutes. It will probably idle terribly for a while, but then it will start to do its recalibration stuff and things should improve. Actually, now the cold start cycle has ended and it's now idling a bit low. It's fruity, but it's not too offensive. To drive the car in third or fourth gear with an engine speed of between 2,000 and 2,500 RPM for 3.5 miles, that's 6 kilometers. Shift to fourth gear and increase engine speed to 4,500 RPM. And hold for 30 seconds. I wonder what speed that will be. It's right on the drone. So now we need to put it into fourth gear and get it up to 4,500 RPM for 30 seconds. Whoa, although I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, quite frankly. I'm going to be doing about 100 if I do this. Yes, officer. I was just doing a test on my ECU. I was just calibrating my ECUs. Honestly, yeah, that'll go down well. 4,500 revs, 30 seconds. Okay, I reckon that'll do it. Decrease engine speed to 2,000 RPM without changing gear or braking. Well, I'm going downhill, so that doesn't exactly help, does it? Gently stop the car without changing gear. This is insane. Right, what's the next thing? Let the engine idle for 5 minutes without touching the throttle or changing the engine load. This allows ECU to learn the engine idle control properly. Okay, just talk amongst yourselves while this does its stuff. So, where are we up to? 41. So we've got another couple of minutes of idle. And then we need to switch the engine off, remove the key, keep the engine off for at least 30 seconds. So that's the next thing we're going to do. I have no idea whether this actually does what it's supposed to do in the sense of recalibrating the ECU. If anybody knows out there whether this is the accepted process for recalibrating an ECU, it'd be great to hear. We're at another 1 minute left on the idle. And once we get to that point, we have to switch the engine off and remove the key. And then keep the engine off for 30 seconds. And then we have to drive normally for 10 minutes. No hard accelerating or erratic shifting. ECU then rechecks all that stuff. Yep. Gently stop the car. Yep. So, that's it. I reckon that's just about 30 seconds. So let's probably fall foul of the immobilizer now. Nope, starts well. So let's do some just 10 minutes of normal driving. Goes better in gear. bit quieter through the exhaust. I'm not sure whether that's because it's a bit better tuned or the ECUs are properly working now, but it seems a little bit quieter in the cabin. Don't know, might be imagining it, no idea. It's running beautifully actually, really smooth. It does sound a bit quieter, yeah, I'm not imagining it, I don't think. It's possible, it's running better. So what's the last thing we have to do? Gently stop the car without shifting gear. Shifting into neutral when required, okay. So we've been through the whole process now. And so that should have reset the ECUs, which is very interesting. Anyway, that's just about it for this video. Just a quick explanation of how, according to Aldous Voice, you are supposed to recalibrate your ECUs. So I'll put a link to this document down in the description. It's quite an interesting read anyway. Explains a few other things that need to be reset, like the window needs to be recalibrated once the battery is cut. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to do all the usual this, here, that, there, this and that. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.